Hello, you all. How are you today?
Good.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm
where are you
fine.
from, Tudor? You've got an amazing name.
Thank you very much. I'm from Romania, but I grew up in Italy, so from Europe in general.
Oh,
Awesome.
awesome.
I would like to start with, with Christie. Christie, your character takes leadership of the situation once an unexpected catastrophe occurs. How is it to be a woman in charge of a spaceship?
Wow. You know what's so funny is when I first read the script, I didn't know Garnet was a woman. So I really love what Jonathan Glasner and Dean Devlin have done with this character, which is and all the characters. I don't feel like what leads them is a gender. You know what I mean? I don't think that's like something that we think about when we see all these different characters, which is kind of something I love about them is they kind of defy what we as an audience know to be kind of the sci-fi cliches of these specific genders. But I think, it was easy. It was exciting. I had such great, actors to act opposite on. And I think the writing really does the work for me. So I just really had to show up and deliver a speech,
Well, speaking of showing up and delivering a speech, right, I have to say there's not many people know this, Tudor, but so Christie got cast on the Saturday. She flew out on the Sunday, cut to like 3 days later. We've all just
Jet lagged,
just stepped off a plane in a foreign land, right? And she's up in front of 200 extras.
yeah.
And I have a little line, Reece has a little line, and then Christie has a 4-page monologue.
Crazy.
Which the best of times is tough, right? But when you've just arrived and you're jet lagged and you're new on a job and you don't know anyone, and there's 200 extras and it's like, go. And Dean Devlin's directing, it's not like a local, it's a big deal. And she smashed it out of the park.
She did, yes. That set the tone.
That's when me and Reece looked at each other and went, okay, we've got something good here. So
they were like, before we were concerned.
Captain.
Yeah, she sounded very, very convincing during that monologue. But still, the relationship and the dynamic between the three of you, or of course between the three characters you portray, is very interesting and peculiar. Richard, how would you describe it?
I think they are instantly like siblings, and they have that same underlying unwavering affection for one another, and complete competition with each other at all times because of their, maybe Brice to a lesser extent, but they're all vying for the leadership role, whether willingly or unwillingly, and they also all at certain times take the peacekeeping role. And sometimes one's the antagonist and the other one is trying to, it's very interesting. It's very fluid and it moves. And that's what keeps it exciting. Because 1 minute, Lane's antagonizing Garnet, and the next minute Brice is being like the little baby, or then the next minute Brice is being like the dad, and then these two take each other.
Exactly.
Constantly. It's like they're three siblings who've never met, which is really interesting.
Yeah, and Reece, following up on that question, siblings from time to time argue. Your character seems to be a little bit on conflict with Sharon Garnet, and still it seems that he believes only the strong should survive or lead. What is it that makes your character Lieutenant Spencer Lane?
I think it's a conflict born out of familiarity as well, because I think when he looks at Garnet, he knows some of the time that she is more than competent and more than capable of doing it. And maybe some of his own nervousness and fear comes out in kind of goading her and testing her abilities. And throughout the series, you start to see power shift one way or another amongst these characters. And it's really interesting to see how each one of them deals with it at any given moment. So yeah, that was really interesting to play, and Christie's amazing at kind of playing all the notes of, ducking and weaving and changing from time to time, and showing that vulnerability alongside that kind of stoicism, because it's scary. Let's not forget, we're all just lieutenants. All three of us are just out of military school, basically. We're still wet behind the ears, and suddenly we're in charge. All of our leadership are gone. And you know, it's such a great premise, such a creative premise to kind of grow a show in.
I think too, like,
please.
just to add to what Reece said, you know, Garnet's someone who's just been put on the ship. So like in Reece's defense, like Lane doesn't really know her. I would have difficulty relying on someone to save humanity who I just met and didn't really know, you know, and she is someone who does hold her cards really close. And I think that can be unnerving for people. She does have secrets, right? And I think Lane is such an astute character, like he can see that. And the fact that she's not divulging everything would make me, like me, Christie, unnerved. Like I wouldn't trust that person, you know?
And going back to your question earlier about gender, like what's so great about these scripts is that it's nothing to do with it. Everything is based on competence. So we are constantly having to prove our competence to one another in order to garner confidence in or for each other. So that's the great kind of, as these exterior things are going wrong, we're all struggling inside to trust one another to get things done and to keep everybody alive. So that's where the conflict and the drama comes from, I think.
Yeah, and the issue of like, you know, male versus female is never brought up. Like it's nothing, it's not something that is ever talked about because I don't think it's important. It's more about the human spirit, which I think defies gender. Like the show really is about the unexpected becoming their own heroes, which I think defies gender, which is honestly one of my favorite things about the show, genuinely.
And Richard, would you like to add anything at all on the genre topic?
On the which topic?
Genre, you know, gender, sorry, gender.
Gender topic? No,
yes.
I mean, yeah, I think the fact that Garnet is a woman couldn't be further from the importance to Lane and to Brice. I think, as Reece and Christie was saying, they just want to make sure the best man, in inverted commas, the best person for the job, you know, gets the role. And I think the second Brice actually sees Lane and Garnet, he's like, I'll leave this to the, you know, I don't think he has sort of great designs at any point. I think he wants an easy life and he wants someone to tell him what to do and how to fly the ship and stuff. But what's lovely is as we delve further into the series and we see things that maybe I won't talk about now, and this extends to the further cast as well, every single person on the ship has their moment to really shine. And the moment when we couldn't have done without Alicia, or we couldn't have done without Angus, or we couldn't have done without whoever,
Dr. Kabir,
right? And that's a lovely Dr. Kabir, or, you know, it explores everybody's strengths and also at the same time explores other people's weaknesses within that, and how actually the sum of all the parts is what makes it great and what makes it work.
Well, my time is up. It was a pleasant conversation, at least for
Thank
me.
You, Tudor.
I liked your
much.
answers, and I wish you the best with all your projects.
Thank you
so much,
Have a great day.
Tudor.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye.